Yo, what is up YouTube? Today we are going to be talking about should you pull for the Wedding Mayano Top Gun Wedding Air Groove or the upcoming support cards for Hishi, Akebono and Kawakami Princess. If you want to know what cards to save for and what I think you should absolutely not skip, you can always check out my video. It's called the best characters and support cards to save for. It's in my channel. This is usually the reference to like see exactly what I think you should save for. But let's say you are a new player, you pulled on these banners, you got these characters, you kind of want to know what you got, and if they're good, this is the video for you. Otherwise, if you also just really like Air Groove, you like Mayano Top Gun, or you like any of these cards, right? And you happen to pull it, you want to know what they do, this is the video for you. So let's go ahead and get started. Air Groove, Wedding Air Groove. Essentially, this card is, or rather this character, is going to be pull if you really like Air Groove. As a character, she is pretty bad right now. She has 10% speed, 10% power, 10% guts growth. You would probably rather see 10% in the stamina for the first part. The secondly is that her skills are just not that great. Her unique skill increases velocity when starting to make a move from a position toward the front mid-race. This is not too bad, but it requires her to be not third, or rather between third and fifth. And as a pace chaser, that's okay. But if you're in second in the lead, or if you get promoted, you're not really going to run into this in the mid-race. Otherwise, like if it does work out though, you overtake someone and it does work, it's a pretty good skill, not too bad. Besides that though, she is missing some really good sort of improvements to her kit that she does receive in the JP version, notably in the Big Sisterly skill. This is a pretty cheap skill. It is good right now as a team trial skill only. It is the golden version of Unyielding Spirit, and so it's pretty consistent activation. It's also very cheap. You can see the base cost is 120, and that's pretty much all it's really good for. Over time, when we get more of the updates for Air Groove, this 1.8 seconds will become 2.4 seconds, and it'll be worth it. And it'll be good. You also get evolved skills as well, which the Japanese version has. But as of right now, at this moment, Air Groove is not a relevant character for the Gemini Cup, which is right now. Or rather it's coming up, and she's not very good for team trials either. She's just nice if you really like her. That's kind of about it. Ramp up is a good skill. Corner Connoisseur seems good, but it's ultimately random by giving you an acceleration skill that's pretty expensive at pretty much any corner. Home Stretch Chase is great. You have up tempo, which is fine on medium tracks. However, Big Sisterly is her like signature mile skill, and that's where she's going to really excel once she gets her buffs. Ramp up is a good skill for sure. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say about Air Groove. Apparently she's okay in the third Champions Meet, the Cancer Cup, if you wanted to prepare for that. But I do not think there's that many more applications for Air Groove moving forward. This is just a pull if you really like. Pull if Oshi. Moving on, you have Mayano Top Gun Wedding. This is a very cute outfit for Mayano Top Gun, and she is a pretty big favorite character for a lot of players. Is she good though? And or rather, should you pull her outside of the case of if you just really like her? I think that Mayano Top Gun definitely is a much better character than Air Groove. However, she's not the best at what she does, and she's not like an essential parent. She doesn't have a unique skill that's particularly that amazing when you pass it down. Especially right now, there's kind of like not a real big guarantee that these skills will work with the way they are coded. It says like it's guaranteed on the activation, but it's not as easy to get this off, just from what I've heard from other players. Besides that, I mean, the values are pretty nice, and it will receive a buff, I believe, to make it more easier to use as a unique skill. But short of that, it's whatever as a unique skill. Stat bonuses are pretty good. 10% speed, 10% stamina, 10% wit. this is a fantastic bonus. She also is pretty flexible with her strategy. She could do front, pace, late, or end closer. Good at medium and long distance tracks. And she also has a pretty nice skill kit. She has corner recovery, which is the white version of swinging maestro. That's always really nice. You have shrewd step, which is a pretty cheap skill and not a really hard activation condition. So she's pretty good for team trials there. Murmur is nice for sure, as well as the mystifying murmur. So you'll see a lot of Mayano Top Gun players, especially in the upcoming champions meet. You will see her be run as a sort of hybrid ace, in that she'll just have mystifying murmur and also stats to finish the race. You have focus, which is great for team trials. You have corner adept, which is okay. It's a lesser version of the professor of curvature if you want to get more discounts for that. You also have swinging maestro, which is great. And swinging maestro on a character that's not super creek means you could stack it with a super creek SSR stamina card, means you could get even more discounts on it, which is nice. And this is one of the best healing skills in the game. So definitely Mayano Top Gun is a much better character right now than Air Groove, and she becomes pretty good too moving forward with more and more updates. However, again, she's not the best at what she does, so she's not a must pull, and she's not a very particularly valuable as a parent, so she's not a must pull. Definitely pull Mayano Top Gun if you like her or this outfit that she's wearing. One thing I want to mention is that she is particularly good for the Gemini Cup that is upcoming, for sure. She could be run as an end closer, I guess, if her unique skill doesn't come up as often, but otherwise probably works best as a front runner or a pace chaser if the unique skill is, able to activate and trigger very often. But moving on from Mayano Top Gun, is she a must pull? No. Is she an Oshi pick? Yes. If you really like Mayano, pick her. Moving on, we have Kawakami Princess SSR Speed card. Is this card good? It's okay. You have one limit break where you get power bonus as well as a speed bonus. However, low specialty priority, no training effectiveness, makes it a pretty mediocre lackluster card. As soon as you get limit break 3, you start getting that friendship gauge, which is still not that great with the specialty priority at 35. Does she have good skills to make up for it? She has standard distance, which is relevant for the Gemini Cup for sure. You also have preferred position, which is good, and medium soft step. However, overall, it's just not nearly as essential or very valuable as something like Yaino Muteki, who has like tail held high, ramp up, and a bunch of really combo-y skills. Center stage is just not very good. Navigation skills are not very good right now. It just doesn't really do much to get a 3-second buff to your lane movement speed if you don't happen to need to move lanes. So not very good. Tether is a fine skill, but otherwise, like, all these skills are pretty lackluster, and the stat stick definitely is very mediocre. So this is a pretty easy skip. Moving on, you have Hishi Akebono. This is a Guts SSR card, and it's a Guts card. Not really much else to say in terms of being a stat stick. Guts is just not very good right now. It is nice in making you track. However, this card is not a stat stick. She's not a Guts training booster. She's pretty much a hint or parent card similar to Yaino Muteki. If you max limit break her or borrow a max limit break version of her, you can see that she offers level 4 hints at a pretty high frequency. However, her specialty priority is pretty low, and besides that, her stat stick passives are okay, right? You don't really have like 10% training effectiveness, which is kind of sad, right? Haru Urara, the friend card, is a lot better as a sort of stat stick, with especially that skill point bonus. But yeah, just 20 specialty priority in the unique effect multiplied with the specialty priority is still pretty low. So I don't think as a stat stick is good. What about as a parent card? Well, the parent card, what matters for that are the skill hints that they give good. And it's not really. You got Sunny Days, you got Hydrate. Hydrate is good, but Sprint Corners is only really relevant on Sprint. This is okay. I think it's pretty expensive. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It's the acceleration skill for the final corner. For shorter distance tracks, this probably isn't too bad. It probably isn't too bad. But either way, like, these skills are pretty specific for sprint, for front runners, for essentially someone built like Hishi Akebono. It's not really a very valuable sort of skill card like Yano Mutaki is, right? You have Sixth Sense, you have navigation skills. It's pretty mediocre. So that's pretty much all there is to say about these cards that are here, as well as these characters. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm live every day, so check it out on twitch.tv/Rednu23 or on YouTube. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.